Hello everyone, VanguardOfValor here, and welcome back to another episode of Sunless Sea. We're currently making our way across the waves and heading back down below, because there are some mysterious things to find here, and we know that there's a colony nearby. Of course, it's hard to say whether these discoveries we're making are entirely good for us. Ooh, that's a big nest of spikes again. Let's keep moving. We know there's a settlement to the northeast, so that's where we're headed, and we'll see what happens on our way there. The city of Anthe. We were closer than I thought. What is this place? The brightest light cannot reach this depth. They call it the City of Flowers, but the flowers are crystals, spiral matrices grown on the walls of Anthean caves. The inhabitants of Anthe are at least partly crystal too. They call it going sharp, becoming more perfect, clearer, and colder. Well, let's study the chambers of Anthe, wander where we can, gain a preliminary understanding of this place. The inhabitants of Anthe go sharp. Not all at once, but piece by piece they turn to crystal. They sort themselves by sharpness too. The sharp-handed cluster with others of their kind, ignoring the keen-footed and the brittle-waisted. To progress through Anthe is to take on more and more of these attributes, to enter the deeper chambers restricted by sharp style. Choose which chambers you would like most to discover. The Antheans speak of a woman named Rosina, dying of a curious disease and sequestered among the sharp-spleened. Should we go sharp, or have we already taken on sharpness that we now regret? Let's get our port report. Access to Anthe is restricted by type of sharpness. Those who are sharp in the ears do not necessarily mingle with the sharp-tongued. As for the inhabitants who are sharp throughout their full bodies, they don't circulate much. They're said to be a cavern, broad and shallow-floored, where the perfectly sharp grow old together. They aren't capable of anyone else's company anymore. At least, that's what we're told, and we can hardly go and ask. At any rate, they are more like growing crystals than like people, slowly expanding and bonding with the rock. Interesting. Consult the woman with the cubical eyes. Learn how to accept the blessings that the Anthe offers. Determine what is best for ourselves, and whose companionship we seek in the bubble caverns. How does this work? A woman gives advice to new Antheans. Her eyes are cubes of salt. She speaks of going sharp as a numbness and as an awakening, as the loss of sensation and the beginning of insight. Some Antheans use other metaphors. Clarity, dryness, regularity, and structure. It isn't easy to go sharp, as the Antheans do, but most who come here find themselves desiring the condition sooner or later. So what does this say? Cultivate the capacity for sharpness through chemical means. Go sharp in the spleen. Interesting. Go sharp in the liver. Spies, assassins, professional poisoners. Diplomats, saints, and cold-blooded tyrants. Let our lungs become a chamber of crystal. Take on the companionship of divers, opera singers, coal miners, and producers of poisonous gas. Flourish in the groin. Diminish passion, promote hygiene, perfect performance, and dazzle any onlookers. Pursue the company of Anthe's nuns, celibates, dancers, and brothel habitués. Undergo acumination of the tongue. Give up soft speech and slow words. Come to know poets, court jesters, liars, and artists in cipher. Mineralize our skeleton. Strength that cannot be seen is often the most praiseworthy. Walk among the laborers, the circus strongwomen, the persons of iron will, and the unshakable integrity. Let our skin be as clear as water and hard as armor. This is where the fighters are, and those who get tired of their scars, the people too proud to hide anything about themselves. Or we can cut away our sharpness. Return to something close to our natural state. This will remove our sharpness and gain a wound. Our maximum sharpness will remain, so we can pursue different sharpnesses if need be. Okay, so you can lose your sharpness at the cost of a wound. Do we have a capacity for sharpness? What does this do? 100% chance. Let's try it and see what it does. The environment is a help, but you must prepare your mind and your will. Going sharp means giving up many sensations. We can now take on a single sharpness. Now it's 68% for the next chance. Interesting. So we don't have the opportunity to do many other things here yet. You have to have other sharpnesses, it looks like, to get these ones. Tongue is quite difficult to get. Skeleton takes 2. 3 before you can do the skin. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I don't know what this is all about. I'm tempted to experiment a little bit and see what it does, but I'm wondering what the penalties are. We don't really know. Here in the stone market, we can buy scintillac for muter salt. Interesting. That's a pretty reasonable exchange. We can buy ambiguous aoliths. We might want to bring those back to our other previous place with the cigars. I don't know how far away that is, though. We can buy fuel for relatively low cost. We can buy supplies for relatively high cost. Interesting. I don't know what our harlot fry does. I don't know what we need it for. I wonder if there's other shipyards under the Z, too, if you can buy ships down here. I don't know. Interesting, though. We may come back here later. For now, I'm looking to explore some more. I don't want to get caught up too much in any one place's problems. So let's move on. We can always come back to Anthe later when we want to explore being particularly sharp. For now, we set sail again. Oof. Bang into the wall. Very classy. So Mount Palmerston is right up above. We're going to go over there. Oh. What is this? I know that's a Triskelion, but what is going on with the world colors here? What is going on with the world's colors here? Gotta back away so I don't crash into anything. We should be able to handle this thing. It doesn't seem to have any ranged attacks. We got it. I don't know if we're going to want to try and risk anything to get its reward again, though. We can avoid the maelstrom, or we can try and harpoon it. It's only a 57% chance. What happens if we avoid the maelstrom? We haven't done this yet. Oh, it just loses some terror. Our engines struggle as we try to escape the roiling whirlpool. Abruptly, the Triskelion collapses in on itself, as though unable to withstand a sudden vast pressure. With a final screech, it drills downwards far into the depth. Our vessel bobs, hull metal ringing in the sudden calm. At least there are soothing swirls forming the flotsam left behind. Mount Palmerston is red. Like, really red. Oh, that's a rock. That's annoying. This place looks cool. And also really dangerous. Is there anything cool underwater around it? It feels like there should be. What's this? It's a mine. Alright, let's avoid the sea mine, thank you very much. Anything else down here? Oh, the witherweed damages our hull. Interesting. So you can sail through that stuff, but it actually hurts you. There's a lot of it around that mine, too. That's interesting. Alright, let's head back up then. We've learned something interesting, and we're going to head over to the port here now to recuperate our supplies. Very strange. Go away, Faustic Corsair. Don't want to deal with you. I could fight you, but I'm not interested in it. Witherweed. Interesting. There's all kinds of new things to discover under there. And most of them are out to kill us, of course. Alright, let's stop in here. Ding! Mount Palmerston. Alright, so we could explore the island here. We could try and hire the merciless Modiste, but that's not likely to work for us. Let's explore the island. Excuse me, just the moment of your time. A buzzing beggar. Zols, my friend. A masked figure entreats us. Zols! Do you have Zols? I miss them so. Let me pay you for them. Refuse politely. No Zols today. I see, I understand. Perhaps another time you'll bring me Zols? I might be here, or perhaps I will not. Alright, well, the beggar, we don't have any souls for him. Excuse me. Let's get our port report. Stop into the shop and buy our nice cheap fuel. Because we're going to need a bunch of it. We can buy supplies at a fairly expensive price. We're going down in cash a lot since we've started this venture. Hopefully we can get something to make it worthwhile for us here, because right now, questionable value in this whole mission, but that's fine. We have enough to continue our mission, so let's go. We'll head over to Iram and see what happens. I'm interested in exploring underwater over here, too. I have a feeling some of the nastiness down below is going to be extra weird underwater. So I'm down for that. Because we know that the world is dark and full of horrors. But this lets us get up nice, close, and personal. What's this? Uh-oh. No, that's torpedo components. Let's not get pulled in by the current. Out again, thank you very much. Okay, there we go. We can explore the base of Iram. We're probably not going to find anything down here because there's already a giant structure here, but you never know what you'll see. Take a look around Iram. There could be some very cool things here, so we're going to explore around and see what happens. So far, it looks like not a whole lot, though. There's a big rift there. I'm still afraid of the rifts. I don't know if they do anything, but I feel like they probably do. I don't think we have any of what we really need here to be able to do anything too exciting around Iram, but we'll stop in at the very least to get our port report to help kind of mitigate the cost damage that we're doing to ourselves here. We may need to do some trading runs in the future here so that we can actually gain the money we need to be able to easily afford to upgrade our ship and the like. But for the time being, I'm willing to just explore around and see what we can find. Let's drop in at Carlisle's Haven. We're also looking for a fluke core or two. Iram, let's see what we can do here. Looks like not much. We can trade a lamentable relic for 2 moves in the great game. I think for now, though, we'll just compile a port report. Get our incomprehensible knowledge here. Is there anything good we can do? We have things we can sell? No, I don't want any of that. Threshold. The shop is for those who sail east from Iram. Fuel, no, nothing good we can do here. You can sell a captivating treasure for 50 fuel, but it's not a great value. And most things you can sell here aren't worth anything much either. Alright, well, that wound up, like I suspected, to not have a whole lot for us, but you gotta check, because you never know. Now we're gonna head down towards the Empire of Hands. Probably not gonna do anything too much here, but I'm interested in going underwater here, and Aestival. Aestival should be interesting, too. So, let's get back out to sea and head back down. We know the Nablus Reef is here, so there might be something interesting underwater. Going down straight into a current. Doesn't look like there's too much down here at the moment. But we'll see. Thing is, we kind of do want to be above ground here, because that would let us get a better idea of whether or not there are anything like fluke cores around that we can fight, because we do need to try and kill 2 of those. And if we're underwater, we won't find any. We found something. Just around the corner here. What are you? Ooh. That's gross. Don't know what you are, but I don't want to get too close. We found another Triskelion. Alright. Well, let's shoot it and see what happens. It's in range. I don't like these things. We can't do much with them after we kill them unless we're willing to risk really serious physical harm, I think. But at the very least, we'll get it out the way so we can move in and do what we need to. There we go. So it goes. It looks like there's not a lot here, so let's pop back up to the surface. And here we are at the Empire of Hands. We'll drop in briefly, buy some more supplies and things, because we already need more. There's no shops here? Alright. Port Stanton. Compile ourselves a port report. Is there really no shop here? I thought there was. Well, this might be a problem then. We don't have the enormous numbers of supplies they need, so I guess we're just going to move on, but this is not great, so I think what we're going to do here... stay on the surface for a bit? I don't want to. But we need supplies, and we're not going to get any until we get to Aestival, so... let's try and reduce our fuel consumption for the time being. That's what we're here for. I don't know if we can take this thing. But we're gonna try. I don't know if we can do it, but we're gonna try. There's the madness effect. Suffered 2 damage. Alright. And we activate this and fire again immediately. Keep going. We have a lot of damage to do this thing. We're only taking 2 damage a shot here, which isn't too bad. We are burning out our fuel and supplies, though, which is pretty seriously bad. We suffered another 2 damage. These weird psychic attacks are unsettling, but they're not terrible. Let's turn the lights back on so I can aim faster. I can't do things. Are we on fire right now? I can't tell. Some weird things are happening here, folks. Where'd it go? It's underwater. Okay. It's hiding underneath our status bar. And it just dropped all of our accuracy? I don't know what it did, but we're winning. So I'm gonna keep fighting it. Back underwater again. I could use the strange catch here to try and get it back up to the surface. It's almost down. We've almost got a Lorn fluke. I believe they have a much more dangerous attack than this, but they haven't been using it. Alright, well let's go see if we can get what we need from this Lorn fluke. That's the first time I've ever killed one of them. Examine its corpse. Dangerous, but what an opportunity. Yeah! The deliquescing body is full of incomprehensible organs that collapse at our touch. We sketch what we can, cocking ear to the departing harmonies of its violent language. At its center we find a vast lump of resin, or congealed gall, the size of a barrel, flawed with darkness. In the fall starlight is a deep violet purple. Irigo, our doctor whispers, the color of forgetfulness. There we go, we have a colossal fluke core. I think I need 2 of these. More importantly though, we extremely need to get to safety. We have almost no fuel left, and we're running very low on food. We need to book it until we can get somewhere we can get some supplies, because otherwise we are going to die out here. That is exactly the kind of thing I was worried about, and it just happened. So we're going to try and book it as fast as we can over to Aestival. We're going to take no breaks on the way. As much as I'd love to go underwater here, we need to just beeline there on minimum fuel use. Because we are in some serious trouble here. We're out of fuel. Aestival has no supplies, so we might not be able to actually get fuel there, but we're gonna do our best. Cobbsway Bay. I'd love to see what this place looks like underwater, but we've basically expended all of our resources, so we can't waste our time right now. Stop in at Leslie's Harbor. Oh boy. Aestival. We could try and fill up our mirror catch boxes. We could gather some supplies. We can go beachcombing. We can compile a port report. We're going to gather supplies because we really need some, because we're going to probably need to convert them into fuel at a bad rate. We can't buy things. Let's gather supplies. 11 supplies, which is a lot. 0 fuel, which is really scary. Breadfruit, sugarcane, coconut, soft-shelled crabs, and plump birds too stupid to know a hungry sailor from a tree. Aestival is ripe with treasures unknown to the Neath. We fill our hold. In Aestival, we can compile a port report. We can try and fill our mirror catch boxes, which might wound us. But, who knows? I don't really know how we're going to survive this. We can try and use supplies to convert them. We can make sacrifices, which is generally not great. We're in trouble no matter what we do. Let's try and fill a mirror catch box and see what happens. See if we can get one full of light and we can sell it off. We have a wound. Oh, good. We fill the box successfully, but the sunlight has lit a fire in our bones. We struggle back to the ship and wait while the fever subsides. Be wary. This is true sunlight, and it could be unpredictable death to those who've spent too long here below. Well, we have a sunlight-filled mirror catch box. We're going to have to get rid of that in somewhere safe, but that should get us a pile of dosh, so that's alright, if we can live long enough to actually cash it in. I'm not sure how we're going to be able to manage this. We may have to abandon our nice mission here and just go somewhere that we can get away with. I might try for a second mirror catch box, see if we can do it without getting wounded. Let's try it. Okay, good. We've got a second sunlight-filled mirror catch box. Let's see if we can get all 3. 2 wounds. Now we're in serious danger, but we have 3 sunlight-filled mirror catch boxes, so we can cash those in to hopefully make some money off this mission. Unfortunately, we're also kind of terrifyingly close to death. We could try to go to Savior's Rocks. Savior's Rocks, I don't know if they actually can sell us supplies and fuel. Port Cecil, I'm pretty sure can. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to burn the supplies that we got to try and make it back to Port Cecil, and then we'll go from there. At least then we should be able to resupply. Now, we have our sunlight to sell off. And I think we want to do that in the Isle of Cats. So we'll head down there after this and see what else we can do, but hopefully we can do the whole loop here, but if we can at least make it to Port Cecil, we might be able to get some supplies back and live through this venture. Let's go. This is going to be a bad time. We got ourselves a fluke core, which is pretty great, but the cost of it may have been higher than we would have liked. And we're out of fuel. Alright, let's get some fuel. We can search our supplies for something of use. This will always trade 2 for 1 fuel. Or we can try and get one at a 50% chance of success. Let's try this once. You were fortunate. Alright, we lost us a supply and we got a fuel instead. Let's move. As soon as we fail that, we're probably going to go for the more reliable method. But we got a bunch of supplies here, so hopefully we can find stuff to burn there. We are approaching Port Cecil with relative speed. We might be able to survive this. I don't even know if Port Cecil actually sells you fuel. If they don't, I've made a terrible mistake, because I don't remember if they even have shops here. But we're doing our best to not die, so we'll take what comes. We will take what comes. We're almost out of fuel again, which is unfortunate. Yeah, we're gonna run out in a second, so let's try and get some more. Try one more matter of luck. We were fortunate again. Let's keep burning. Oh boy. But we have the fluke core, which I believe is the last thing that they wanted here. In Port Cecil, can we buy supplies? Yes, we can. It's expensive, but we can buy them. So maybe we don't die here. But the important thing is, we have what we need, which is particularly exciting. We can explore around here, which will probably make us fight an angry monster again, which might not be good for us. We only have one wound left, so I'd rather not play too dangerously. And we can try and play here, but I'm particularly worried about having no wounds. I have a feeling that whatever we might do down there may injure us, and I'm not comfortable trying it when one chance can end our game. So what we may do is buy a bunch of fuel, and then leave, and see if we can't come back here once we're not on the brink of death. I know I did that to myself, but we had to make some money, because right now we've spent about 1,200 echoes on this voyage, and we don't have too much to show for it, so getting the sunlight should help. Okay, well, that was a mess. But we're not dead. That's the important thing. Let's keep going. We have supplies again. We should be able to survive. I don't know where we want to go now. We've kind of been here. Let's go to the Isle of Cats, because we want to try and sell our supplies. We might try and scoot down this way, depending on how many supplies we have left by that point. But at least then we'll be able to make that decision, because we won't be on the brink of absolute death. There's a bound shark. I'm going to try and ignore him if we can, because our fuel is fairly limited, because we can't really buy more than 10 at a time, because our inventory is full of garbage. We could junk our stuff, and that's not necessarily a bad idea. Realistically, holding on to so much garbage that's been clogging our inventory just creates more problems for us later on down the line. But I figure at the moment it's probably worth holding on to the things, just because they may prove useful when we're exploring all these new locations. That would be more relevant if we were actually getting to more new locations instead of having to panically try not to die, so we're probably going to explore around underwater in this area once we pass back towards the more well-known, because this area we've actually explored underwater already. We're going to drop in briefly to Visage just to create a port report, but there's something else here too, a wandering person. He glances nervously back at the face on the hill, but his handshake is strong. He seeks passage to the Church of Low Barnet, beneath the Z, just outside London. His suit is well tailored for an itinerant preacher. His cufflinks wink with sapphires. Do we offer passage for a blessing, passage for knowledge, or passage for money? Money would be nice here. Knowledge could be useful, though. And blessings could be useful, too. I don't know what the best option here is, but right now we need some money, so we'll offer passage for money. Oh, 80 echoes. Chose wrong. Of course, you have your running expenses, Captain. I'll be no trouble. I'm studying the reaches of the Anthe. By extracting the most admirable elements of each, I mean to construct a modern, superior faith, for the spiritual nourishment of my congregation, of course. His cufflinks gleam. Thoughtfully, he pays his fare in advance. Is he on our ship, like as an item, or is he just in the hold? I don't see him, so he must just be considered part of the ship now. Alright, that's fine. Either way, we're going to have to end our episode here for now. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, playing a little bit more Sunless Sea for you. Almost dying, but not quite. If you enjoyed the episode, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and until next time, Bye-bye.